God, fancy seeing you here. How are you? I feel like we just saw each other, and here we are again. Amazing. Welcome, welcome, shorties. We are live. YouTube just told me we're live. Thanks, YouTube. That's a nice timely reminder. What are you on, Poppy? So, like I just said before, this is yes, Nick, and we're back. And we're back. Here, let me put in, I don't know. Let's put in this one as a ticker. Wait. Let's call it. I'm going to do edit, make it a ticker. Yes, save. There we go. Yay. So, as I mentioned, this was supposed to be a members only. However, YouTube has other ideas and said, no, Lisa, no, Miss Shorty, what you're going to do is you're going to tell everybody, tell the world these funny stories or whatever. So here we are, because I'm all about transparency and I'm all about being real. Why should I limit my being real to members, to paying members? So no, if you want to join, go for it. You don't have to. I will probably see if I can change this to be members only after the stream. But if I don't, no, it's no biggie. It was just a little idea I had. So here we are. Oh, hi again, Tomo. Hi, everyone. Thanks, Jess. Just listen. That's cool. So the idea for this was to go into some, well, anything fun, really. Strap in, everyone. Yeah. Strap in, strap on, Nick. Ew, yikes. It started. So if you would like to ask me any question at all, you're welcome to. But shall I just kick off and talk about what I plan to talking about? Melissa, Asylum. Oh my goodness. Let's mention Melissa for a moment. If you haven't, and I haven't, oh wait, Melissa wrote me at my request the lyrics for a Miss Shorty song. It's so good. Oh my God, I was crying last night, literally crying. So she wrote these incredible lyrics to a Miss Shorty song. I think my favorite line in the whole thing is "She's a fucking delight," because, you know, that's one of my little, what's my shtick. And the song itself is amazing. She did 3 different versions. She tweaked the lyrics a little bit, and they're even more powerful and amazing. It's not just like a passion project for Lisa. It's quite a beautiful thing. I have put it on my YouTube channel. I shared the video, and I'm going to, after this, put up the one that, the more recent version, which has got images from the US and Australia. Oh, like honestly crying. Amazing. I was just typing the same thing. Womp womp. So what are you saying I've missed? Oh, Melissa, you did an amazing job with the song. Like, it's so good. Sarah, have you seen on Twitter the newer version with the images of photographs and stuff from around the Australia and the US? So good. So good. Hi, Sarah. Fancy seeing you here. And it's so good. I think, Melissa, I'm just going to blow a little bit of smoke up your ass, because it's deserved smoke. I'm going to pump your tires that should be already full to exploding. You have got a massive future in lyric writing if you don't already do that. So clever. You are a very talented woman, and I really appreciate you taking the time and the effort and the energy and the care in putting that together for me. I can't imagine how long it took. I know you did a lot of research. You nailed it. You nailed it. I used to live just near the Adelaide Hills when I lived in Adelaide. My children, my son and his father and my daughter and my granddaughter all still live right near the Adelaide Hills. The fact that you included that was just, I mean, fortuitous, serendipitous, beautiful. I really appreciate it. You're a software engineer, so this shit comes easy to you. Like, does my tech unsavviness grind your gears hard? Because your girl got no idea. Melissa, I didn't realize she was talking about you. Yes, Melissa Asylum. If you're wondering how you say it, it's Asylum, right? That's your screen name, though. It's not your real girl name, but I love it. So I feel honored and grateful and blessed and touched. And I love you. And thank you so much for that beautiful song. It was beautiful without the images. With the images, you brought me to tears. Like I had tears streaming down my face. I'm going to start crying now. Like, so good. So thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Hey, Candy. Hello, everybody. Thank you for coming. So like I said, as people come in, this was going to be a members only, but it's not. So come one, come all. Roll up. It's Sideshow Alley. Here we are. So the plan is, and I don't know, like trigger warning, but not really. I'm not going to be talking about graphic foul stuff unless you want to know. But I thought I'd give you some of my funny sex work stories because I have a few. But let me lay the foundation. It does, yes, Laurie. It's really an amazing tune. So full disclosure, I was a sex worker for about 5 years, maybe not quite, from 2014 to 2018, 19-ish. I kind of like anything, I had to untangle myself out of it. And it's only been probably in the last 6 months that I've absolutely shut down any previous clients or people who thought they were clients or whatever popping back up into my life and hitting me up for, hey, my working name was Sky. I had another working name, Sarah, but Sky was my main one, Sky Lee. So it's only been recently where I went through all my social media and any people where I like guys where I'd like thought, oh, you know, I had them and it's just, you know, I like them. They're friends. They're not just, no, fuck that. They're out. I don't need anyone coming and bringing up like disrespecting me because that's a part of my life that's in the past. It will never be again. I'm proud of it. Like it is what it is. And I wouldn't be the person I am today with all the stories to tell had I not lived through that. It did cost me everything. I lost my entire family, my children. I've never met my granddaughter. Financially, it ruined me. So, but at the same time, I have no shame. I am proud and I am strong and I will speak about it. So in Australia, sex work is, Jessica, straight in. We'll get to it. In Australia, sex work is legal. So there's no criminal ramifications for being a sex worker in Australia, and as a result of that, in all states except for I believe South Australia, one of our states, there are mandatory health requirements in place for sex workers. If you work in an establishment, in a brothel, which I did for about 3 years of my time as a sex worker, you have to go and get 3 monthly health checks, get all your bloods done. You have to use condoms. You know, these things are mandatory. And so that's a very good thing. In South Australia, though, they're a little more archaic and they don't have the same, there is some criminal liability in being a sex worker, and so there's no mandatory health checks, which makes for a pretty concerning public health issue, and also it's harder to have boundaries as a sex worker in South Australia because there's no legal boundary there. You know, and often people in sex work, women in sex work, may well have some self-esteem issues. A lack of support network around them. You don't generally end up doing sex work if you've got a good, healthy support network, a family, or whatever. Like, that's a generalization, but that's my experience. Jess, can you remind me a bit later till we get into how do you price services? Because I will touch on it, but I want to lay the foundation here first. So if I forget, remind me, okay. Hello, Cleavage. Biffle is in the house. Yeah, you like it, Biffle? Lol. Come to this stream, don't you, Biffle? Glad to have you, darling. So my life before 2014 was legitimate. No sex work, no drugs. I mean, drugs over the years, but no heavy use of drugs and addiction. Just like partying and like smoked weed and stuff. And my life took a few turns. That I made some poor decisions. Standard. Lisa can make poor decisions. and quit a job that I was very successful at. If you're an Australian, or even if you're not, actually, Lorna Jane is a brand that's in the US as well. Women's activewear, high end, good quality, competes with Lululemon in terms of quality and market. So I was a store manager. They're very successful. I had been a personal trainer and a group fitness instructor, a bodybuilder. I was a competitive bodybuilder for about 8 years. I was a very successful postgraduate student at a master's level, but I made a decision to leave that job and ended up in a shittier job being a membership consultant for Good Life Gyms, a health club. So selling memberships. I'm customer service, guys. I am not sales. Like, you will get the best from me, I promise, but I'm not going to push you to buy, right? So that ethos stretches into my sex work. Very good way to be in sex work. Membership consultant, selling memberships, not the best. So I wasn't making my KPIs. I wasn't making my KPIs. So I had been doing some promo work, like working in a bar with my boobs out, well, not out, but like pushed up, and hosting, talking to guys, watching UFC, that sort of thing, just being delightful because, I am a fucking delight. And in Adelaide, where I was living at the time in South Australia, because there's no legalized prostitution, sex work, the massage culture is rife there. So massages are legal. So, massages. Happy ending, yeah. So I went from doing promo work, and then someone said to me, a friend in another state who used to be a police officer, said, hey, if you really want some extra money, why don't you go and work in a massage parlor, in a rub and tug, as we call them here. So I'm like, well, I don't really think I've ever given a wristy a hand job that I could remember, but how hard can it be? So sure. And I've never given a massage either, which is, I guess, the point. But let's give it a go. So I went in there, and it was quite nerve-wracking, very discreet in a private residence, and the clients would ring the doorbell. They'd come in. We'd all go an intro to them privately in like lingerie or whatever, lingerie, heels. And then they'd pick someone, and you'd go in there, and they'd get half an hour, 45 minutes, an hour, 2 hours, torture. Like, Lord, give me strength. Never a 2-hour massage booking. I tell ya, hard pass. So I did that. I like being good at anything I put my, pun intended, hand to. So I became rather good at giving very sensual massages. Like, we're all friends, right? So like I was so good at like building the tension and like, so I'd be naked. God, what am I doing here? Why anyway, we're talking about it. I was naked, they were naked, but technically they weren't allowed to touch me, and the whole thing was you massage their back, the full body slide, you flip them over, yeah, and so I got to the point where I was so good at building that sexual tension that I could actually get a guy to, well, suddenly it seems like this is a lot to say on the internet, but anyway, here we are. I could, yeah, Ruthie, I know, thank you. Oh, I'm good. I'll tell these stories to all of you. I'm here saying it. I just don't want anybody to go, Shorty, what? Stop. No. If this is too much for you, leave. I won't be offended. So anyway, I got to the point where I could like literally build the tension to such a point where sometimes the guy would like come before he'd even flipped over. Like I hadn't touched anything there. It was just the anticipation. Like I'm good at what I do, yeah. I fucking get results. Give me a problem I can't solve, y'all. So then massage was okay. It was like guys would, like they would still try to do all sorts of stuff. And in South Australia, because there was a couple of brothels, like establishments, but not really. No, we don't, Melissa. No, we say come, yeah. Maybe jizz. Bukkake. Hashtag fan of the whole Bukkake joke, just saying. So in Australia, because in South Australia, because there was no nothing like in the other states, in a brothel, the guys have to have a shower first. They have to wash, give it a wash. Just even give it a wash, yeah. Just wash your hands. In massage, they just come in off the street and take off their clothes and lie down. And so they'd come in after work and they'd have like disgusting workers' fingers and they'd be reaching around trying to like for not much money. Like I think I made for a half an hour booking, I made $60. The house took half, we took half. Of course, you could do extras, but that's a bit risky, yeah, and yuck. And you don't want to be known as the girl that does the extras, because then all the girls know that you're doing extras because all the bookings go to you. And then, so if I miss any questions now and you want to ask them again, I'm more than happy for you to drop them in a bit later when I'm setting the scene. Yeah, you need to get what was going on here. So a couple of the girls that I worked with, because we'd all sit around when there was no bookings, and there was a lot of there was times where I maybe would make, I don't know, $300-400 cash. I'd go after work and after my legit job and go in and do my like discreet on the side stuff, side hustle, literally. Maybe some weeks I made $500 or $600 or $700 cash. Other weeks, like, you don't always get booked. Like, and the girls who were doing the extras, they get booked, right? So a couple of the girls that worked there said, "Hey, I'm on silent. Is this dirty talk?" No, Biffle, don't make me. So a couple of girls said, "Hey, I was blonde then, or I was bodybuilding, so I had a full rig. They were like, you should try. You'd be really successful at this brothel establishment we've worked at in Melbourne called Gotham City." And I was like, well, sure. I mean, I know how to fuck, right? How hard can it be? I can give a hand job. I can give a massage. I look all right. Let's do it. Bigger money at Gotham City. So we planned a road trip from Adelaide to Melbourne to go and try my hand. I worked, try my luck. I worked one, Joe. Oh my God. Actually, it's good you're here, Joe, for releasing the tension. I'm good at that too. Oh my God. So we went over there and we drove over, and I did one night in just a suburban brothel, just because I'm like, what if I like I freak out? I don't know. So I just didn't want to go into this. It's like the most expensive and opulent establishment in Australia. So Gotham City. So I tried my luck, and I think I made like $700 in the first night. They had 15-minute bookings at this place, which was, I mean, wham bam, thank you, ma'am. Cool. First funny story. So it was Caulfield, or one of the suburbs in Melbourne, relatively inner city, and the girls were kind of average. They, at Gotham we'd call them suburban brothel girls, and I wasn't. I obviously was a lot more polished and I don't know, just better. Just saying, I was fact. So this one guy, he was off his head. He booked 15 minutes. Yeah, I can't remember how much it was for 15 minutes. He was so intoxicated with drugs. I presume now probably he was on meth and juice. Hi, Megan. So you have lots of questions. Ernie, write them down. Get a notepad and let's go. We're asking me anything. I will go more to questions. We can do more stories another time because you guys have got questions. Anyway, this guy was, he was like, he was so cooked, and we got in there and he lay down on the bed, and I was kneeling on my knees. I was probably naked. I don't even know. Maybe I wasn't. Maybe there was no point. And he was like lying there, and I was holding the condom in my in my fingers. As you do, hold a condom like the nib like that. Yeah, ready to go, so you can. and he just lay there like just playing with himself like for 15 minutes, just like in his own little world. And I just knelt there holding the condom the whole time, waiting like. Does he want me to do anything? No. 15 minutes was up. I don't think he came. And he, ding, 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 the bell probably rang. There was probably a bell. There was always bells. Time's up, mate. And he took himself off and away. I was like, well, this is easy. I can do this. So do members always get ads? No, this isn't members, LJ. Sorry, I didn't end up making it a members only stream. You should only get like one ad every half an hour. Sorry about that, but you girls got to make the money. I think I get like 3 cents an ad. So thanks for listening. If you don't like ads in my streams, premium, it's the best thing ever. You can listen to your YouTube, swipe out when you pay for premium, swipe out, do other stuff on your phone, have it in your pocket, and it's the best thing. Honestly, best investment ever. I've been trying to get Nick to get premium for the longest time, but he's a boomer, so he's resistant. Oh my god, my other vape. Here we go. So that was fun. So the next night I went to Gotham City, and it was a tough place to work. It was cutthroat. It's a very dark place. It's getting windy out there. Think, in Ghostbusters, the apartment building in Ghostbusters, the original Ghostbusters, that like lightning rod of evil and all things bad, a rolling tsunami of evil. That was Gotham City. Most girls didn't even last a couple of hours working at Gotham. It was just something you can't put your finger on. The vibe was so dark, and it was like a palpable, a visceral response. If they lasted a couple of hours, they generally didn't come back another night. If they lasted and came back another night, they probably didn't last anymore. So, like for me, I ended up working there for 3 years, and actually made my way from being like a rookie to being like what you call top dog. I was the go-to person to be booked. I had a guy fly from the States to book me based on my reputation. I used to, like, it was a big lounge area where all the guys would be, like a bar, they'd be milling around sitting on couches and stuff, and the girls would go around and introduce. And most of the girls would go and they'd say, "Hi, I'm whoever," and they'd shake the hand, they'd sit down with the guy, and they'd go, "So I do this, I do this, and they do this, and they do this," and they'd reel it off on their fingers. And they'd sit there and like, talk to the poor guy. He's not there to talk. As soon as he's walked in, he's seen who he wants to book. Yeah. Some nights there was like 30 girls working. So if every girl gets to intro before they book, and they all talk to this poor schlep John for 2 minutes, he's there for an hour getting intros. He's not there for talking, right? So, and they also did the same old thing. It was boring, like, ugh. And so I'd just walk up and I wouldn't sit down with them because fuck off. And I'd say, "Hey, I'm Sky." And I'd say some crazy Lisa quip, Sky, some quip, something hilarious. And then my social anxiety was through the roof. So I would say something funny or amazing. Like one time, wow, funny. I got to put this on. One time I walked up to this guy and I go, he had like a grey cap on, a grey hoodie, grey trackies, even grey shoes. And I'd be like, "Hey, you like grey?" And he's like, "What?" I'm like, "I like grey too." And I was like, "Oh, fuck. What am I going to say next?" So I was like, ugh. Just walked and he booked me. Too funny. Another time there were things. Oh my God. It didn't always work. But by the end, like in my last year at Gotham before I left, it destroyed me. But I made like just under $250,000, my own money, like not what the house took, what I made. So big money, yeah. I'm baffled that it's legal. Yes. Shorty's a genuine bird. It's all over the place, just like my brain, Biffle. Yes, I'm not going to be pigeonholed. I don't want to be. I'm not like, I have depth, man. I'm like a fucking onion. I have layers and depth. I have so much to talk about, and I want to ask people lots of questions. I want to know the facts. I want to know the details behind the facts, and I want to tell my stories. So that's a lot of content. That's all over the place. Yeah. So yeah, I made a lot of money. Is anyone, any Aussies in here? Do you guys watch MasterChef? Have you ever heard of Heston Blumenthal, the food scientist he's from the UK. He wears like black glasses. He's bald. He makes crazy dessert things generally with like dry ice and crazy things. Well, he booked me one time, so just based on reputation. They wouldn't tell me who, and he booked me, and I ended up spending. Yes, Robin, you know who that is. He was just a basic drug pig. Hilarious. There was almost no sex. A $15,000 a night at the Crown, one our most opulent hotel in Australia. Hey, Karen Reed is innocent. Thank you for stopping by. And I think I paid for my new boobs, these boobs, with just 1 week. I made $14,000 in 1 week at Gotham that week. So I used to fly in from Adelaide to Melbourne to work for the week, fly in, fly out, and then go home and be like a regular, going to the gym, bodybuilder, mum, drug free. And then when I was in Melbourne, none of the above, right? I mentioned in the last stream, if you were there, that I made a conscious, active business decision to start using meth to try my clientele based on my look. I had blonde hair there, long blonde hair. My natural hair is blonde. Hey, Amy! My look. My clientele was drug dealers, guys that just got out of jail, bikies, middle-aged men whose wives don't look like me, and guys who like fitness chicks, because I was rig. I was competing. I was active competing in bodybuilding. And that was, but those first three categories, drug dealers, bikies, guys who just got out of jail, generally weren't there because they were generally all party bookings, so on drugs, usually meth, but also coke. They weren't usually even in there till midnight. So my bookings, one night out of the 5 or 6 I'd work every second week, I might get a booking before midnight, but usually it was a pre-booking where one of those middle-aged men whose wives don't look like me, would come in and book me early, like 9:30, so they could get in and out and get back home to the wife. So, but most of my bookings were late night all the way, and there is no time in a brothel like in a casino. There's no clocks, there's no windows, just time stands still, and you live in fantasy. So, I started using meth because I'd always just used drugs, whatever. But meth is a whole different ballgame. And I used to keep a track of my earnings, and my average nightly income went up by $150 a night. Boom. Straight away, because I could be awake for longer. So so that was fun. I continued to be drug free when I went home to Adelaide to my children. So I literally leave all of my paraphernalia in my locker at work at the Gotham City. I had no contacts in Adelaide, nothing. I went home and I was raw dogging it, mate. Come down city, but I was fine. Whatever. I'm a soldier. I managed, and it was only when my relationship with my now 26-year-old daughter, then she was 18 or so, when that relationship dissolved, we had a big falling out, which I'll go into another time. But basically when that happened, I threw all caution to the wind, and I started bringing my stuff home with me to Adelaide. So I was still a very present, active, amazing mother. I like to think that to my younger son. My son was 4 then. He's almost 12 now. Oh no, he's almost 13 now. I like to think that I was a functioning addict, and that I was doing it. I was because I wasn't ever really high, like maybe when I was in Melbourne, like all the drugs all the time in excess. But when I was in Adelaide, when I decided to start using drugs in Adelaide as well, I was kind of like, I like to tell myself that I was just like having a few wines after my son Kobe went to bed. I mean, tell yourself whatever you need to. Can we see your arm tattoo? Which one, Ernie? This one? Oh, they're very faded. Wait. That's my sleeve. I've got, what does this say? Strength to love. Can you see that? Courage to be me. There. I've got, oh, it's so hard it's not mirrored. I've got a sugar skull there. This is my hand one. That's a clock. My husband passed away when we were both 27. That's the time he passed away, 6:57. I've got live. Wait, this whole camera thing's hard. Wait, live. And then these. and this. And then here I've got, wait, can you see them? This is really testing me. Oh, I can't do it. Love, respect, loyalty. Yikes. In there. Live, love, a 30. Wow. Good viewing. Shit, it's so hard. I can't do it. Wow. Anyway, I got a 30 there. What else have I got? 3 stars. Oh my God. Seriously, direction and me don't mix. There we go. No. Now you're going to think, is Lisa actually a bit special, mentally challenged? 3 stars there for my husband, me, and our daughter. This here says solitude, I think, I hope. My children's names there, Sammy Allen, Kirby Allen. I've got a Day of the Dead, Sugar Skull there. What else? Lots. 69. I'm a Cancer. So, yeah. Anyway, what do we got? We have a large sex club. What did I just walk into here? Are you guys talking dirty in the chat as well? I mean, cool. Mr. Meathook. Didn't think bodybuilding worked with bought boobs. Okay, that's actually a good question. So when I got my boobs done the first time, was before I was into even lifting weights, let alone being a bodybuilder. And it was soon after my maybe a couple of years after my husband passed away, and my stepmother and my stepmother and my father offered to pay for my boobs. So because I had flat, not now. So the surgeon, because my dad and they were both my parents were both had contacts in Newcastle in Australia, where I lived then, in the medical world. So they had a contact who was a cosmetic surgeon, did breast augmentation. So he based on their directive, I wanted the biggest bad boy fuck off titties you'd ever seen, and he was more reticent to do that for me, and I wanted fake looking boobs, yeah. And he was like, "We'll give you a nice natural under the muscle, just a nice teardrop, just." They were fucking terrible, mate. That was better than having no boobs, but I ended up calling them my shit tits, right? Because they're under the muscle, and because I already had an asymmetrical, like my sternum and my chest, my rib cage is slightly off because I'm a bit special. So one side of my rib cage protrudes about this much over to the other side, and then so that asymmetry were under the muscle, the way the muscle tissue connects from here down to here like a seat belt. When he put the implants in, the more I trained, particularly chest, and I had like I'll put some photos up on my community tab after this of me when I was in my bodybuilding days. I have done it before, but I'll put some up. Like I was stacked, right? Or natural, not like my boobs. So the more I trained my chest, the further and further apart they would move. And so I used to be really quite paranoid, particularly in sex work. Like I would always, even with bikinis and shit, I would always wear a bra underneath to push my boobs together to get them like looking how I was comfortable with them looking. So I was already saving for new boobs when I got booked by Heston Blumenthal and other. That was just an epic week. It was a big week, and almost 15 grand I made. So I booked in. I went to see a surgeon in Adelaide, and I think it cost me, including the anaesthetist, it cost me 12 grand Australian. So what's that, about 10 US, a bit less. And he, like, I was tiny because I was a junkie and like a meth addict, and I was just tiny. I'm like, I'd be easily now 15, 30 pounds heavier now than I was then. Like I was tiny. My rig looked amazing. My face looked like death, but whatever. And he took out the old ones, and put in the biggest that you could get, like 600 cc's on top of the muscle. I was like, and he goes, "Really? You're pretty small." I'm like, "Yeah, mate." He goes, "They're going to look a bit ridiculous." I'm like, "Give me ridiculous. I want the most fuck off porn star titties you have ever seen." So here we are. But I wasn't bodybuilding then anymore. So they are over the muscle, round and very big, ludicrous. Anyway, Nick, Jess says, my implants are under the muscle and I can't do push-ups anymore. But they are Mona Lisa perfection. How long have you had them, Jess? My boobs were, he didn't do a very good job in the first place. This guy, he made them too small, just with my asymmetrical rib cage, and then the more I trained, like I lifted heavy weights. Like I was a figure bodybuilder, like not just a bikini girl, not like I was proper, like you can't tell now. It's been a while. You're shocked about Heston, Cherie. Oh my God, the stories I could tell you. Do you want me to, like, I don't know if people know. 10 years time for new ones. Well, I got mine in these ones are 2016. I'm just gonna leave them like I do everything. I'm just gonna leave it. Hope they're fine, because I don't have any. I don't have any money. How am I going to give him a service? I can't. Cherie, Heston Blumenthal. Yes, you know who Heston Blumenthal is. Heston Blumenthal is lovely. He's delightful. He's an epic drug pig, which makes sense when you understand the creations that he makes. They come from a mind of someone who is highly intoxicated on all sorts of chemicals. His drug of choice is liquid LSD, and all things sort of psychedelic. I didn't have access to that then, so I provide him with all other drugs. And he booked me for, like, okay, I'm telling you the stories because that's what we're here for. But so I'd been awake for 5 days. I'd bought this meth that was amazing, and I'd never had such strong meth before. And normally I would sleep for a few hours every night, but I hadn't been able to this week because it was particularly good drugs. So I hadn't been able to sleep. And then so he booked me on like the night 4 of that, and I was like, it was like 18 hours, something. He's like, he wanted to extend, and I'm like, well, I can come back, but I need to go home and sleep. Like, I really did, and my skin used to get all, like, I generally have, my skin is prone to acne if I don't get sleep and from stress and stuff. And probably meth doesn't help. So I was like, I got to go home and have some sleep. Otherwise, I'm going to look and feel like shit. But I'll come back, book me again. And what about if we book someone else, yeah, as well, like a second girl? Because I knew it wasn't going to be any, like, real sexy shit. It was just going to be drug fuckery, hilarious shenanigans. And I had a friend, and he had the money. So, like, he spent about 60 grand, 60 grand that weekend. It was the night of the MasterChef, the filming of the MasterChef grand finale that year, 2016. Look it up. He was off his head, lol. So I organised another girl, but before she was getting there, like, I had a really bad stomach. I think we'd had Coke, and Coke gives me gas, yeah. So I had bad gas, and it was in this at the Crown. They're massive. Like, he had a ping pong table, a table tennis table, brought in because he liked to have a ping pong table in his villa at the hotels wherever he stayed, just because he can. And 2 bathrooms. The floors are heated in the bathrooms. The toilet seats heated. Like, it's luxury. It costs about $20,000 a night, I think. I'm like, man, I'm just going to go to the bathroom because I'm not feeling great. I feel like I need to maybe fart or more. And it's big. I said, I'm closing these doors and these doors. Do not come down. Don't come near me. Let me have my moment to just try and degas, and then we're good. And he goes, no. He goes, come here. Come here. And he goes, put your hands on and I was fully clothed, obviously, like, whatever, classy. And he goes, here, lean on the ping pong table, on the table tennis table. Like, why? What? And he comes behind me, and he put his arms around my hair like this, and he goes, let me squeeze. I'm like, no, I am not ripping out farts in front of you with you using your around here to squeeze the air out. Let me just go to the bathroom. Funny guy. Anyway, yeah, Sarah, right? The stories, man. We honestly, we could have these streams till the end of time. I have so many stories that don't even need to go into any stupid hectic sex shit. It's just all funny stories. Oh my God, the things. So I went, I think I did go down there and got rid of the gas, whatever. And then the other girl, as into the bathroom, not with Heston Blumenthal's assistance. And then the other girl arrived. Her name was Portia. lovely, fun girl. She and I used to get into all sorts of drug tomfoolery together, just being hectic, and we had a very similar look. She was also boobs, bodybuilder, same. So we were kind of that look at Gotham City. And so I was on my phone, like he'd exhausted every drug I had. It was all gone, everything, and I had a lot. And so I was going through all my contacts on my phone, trying to see if I could source some more stuff, because he wanted drugs, and I have the contacts. Let's fucking do it. So I'm there, like hyper focused. I was off my head. There, look at my phone, and they go, Sky, and I looked over, and they were over in the kitchen area, like, and catered. So the staff, the housekeeping or whatever, concierge of the Crown had brought in all sorts of like sliced lemon things to, things to put in mixed drinks and stuff, so lemon, circles of lemon, all the above. And I look over, and Portia's there. He's there, standing there with his shirt on and his pants on, but with his done up, his button done up, but with his fly open, yeah. And I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? And Portia's, she's there holding like a giant butcher's knife, going, Sky, come and look at this. And I'm like, what? And they're going, and he had circles of lemon, very thin, and he's putting them on his dick, like quoits, like circle around the thing, and he's putting all these things on, and I'm like, oh. And I'm like, hey, why don't you see how it'd feel if you put like the little, a little bit of lemon, like those little, like the polyp, I don't know what they call it, brain, the little bits of lemon inside the lemon, like those little, you know what I'm saying. Put it one inside the eye of your dick, and he goes, yeah, sure. And I'm like, hey, I'll come and take a photo. So I've gone over there with my phone, and like he's holding his dick, because it wasn't stiff, it was flaccid, he was fucked, we were drugged off our heads, holding his dick out, like with all these slices of lemon, putting a bit of lemon inside of his dick, while Portia's there holding this massive butcher's knife down in front of for the photo. So I've got these photos. I don't still have them. I don't know why. Well, he didn't mind. He let me keep them. Crazy shit. Zest or pulp? I don't know. No, not zest. Jokes. No, inside citrus fruits, how inside there's those little, not a pip. No, not the seed. Oh, Olivia Nile. Jesus. Hi, babe. You've come to the right place if you're ready for like wild Saturday night stuff. So I love you too, Amy. It was just so crazy. What else? Anyway, by the end of that night, like honestly, it was a long time. We had ketamine, like any drug, not heroin, but every other possible drug. I couldn't get liquid LSD either, but anything else you could probably think of, I got my hands on, and we went through it. Rinds, no, not pulp. I don't think it's pulp. Maybe it's pulp. Those little tiny segmenty things. Look, sidebar, little bits of lemon in your dick. I don't think it's a good idea, whatever it's called, right? So by the end, like I was so tired, man, just from being like switched on. It's like it takes a lot of my, even on drugs, it takes a lot of my social battery to maintain a level of congeniality, bright fucking delight, Lisa, Sky. It's tough. And it was literally like, I think altogether I was there for 19 hours total, with about 5 hours in between to try and get rid of some gas. So he wanted to keep extending. He had a flight. He was renowned. He said all his personal assistants knew that he was renowned for just getting so fucked up on drugs that he was not going to make flights and stuff. And he was supposed to fly back to the UK that day. And he was wanting to extend. And I finally bowed out. I'm like, I can't, I've got to go, man. You can stay. And then so I left. I walked through. So it was 11 o'clock in the morning on a Sunday morning. I'd been it's a very expensive hotel. Yeah. Crown Casino. It's very expensive. It's very expensive. I had to walk through, and when I went there in the evening, I thought that my fluoro pink tight pencil skirt, like a secretary, but not like a sexy secretary, and like a little crop but tight long sleeve but plunging V-neck black top and massive stripper heels. I'm like, Classy, yeah? I look amazing. Let me tell you, after 20 hours of just being off our heads and stupid bullshit, walking through at 11 o'clock on a Sunday morning looking like that, I mean, walk of shame. What? It was so funny. Um, so I left. I'm like, ugh. And I ended up having to do more bookings when I got back that night to Gotham. This was an out call. Then I found out later, right? He was just so fucked, so drug fucked, and suddenly he was getting calls and knocks on the door from both his personal assistants saying, like, you have to go. So he was racing around the thing, flying, chucking his fucking all his clothes in his suitcase. He lost his passport. He had to fly back to the UK. Couldn't find any of it. And they and Portia, if I thought I looked classy and didn't, Portia had that full Christina Aguilera dirty, like that look, like not classy. That she looked amazing, but it was not Crown Casino at 11 o'clock in the morning. So he finally got out of there. I think he made his flight, and all's well that ends well. I think it was very funny. So that's one of the stories. I have so many more. Let me see. It would have to be a very thin slice. Are we still on the lemon? It's wild to me that the most noteworthy thing of that whole story is what the lemon slice was. They're very thin. They were very thin, you know, like you put them in your drink. Yeah. Cuties. The clementines. No, it was a normal sized lemon. Okay. Raining here. You crack me up, Shorty. It's what I do, mate. Thank you. So what was before? Question from Jess. It was ages ago. So how do you determine pricing? Why? Asking for a friend. My advice to anybody is, no matter how good you think the money would be or how resistant you are to being affected by just fucking for money, how good you look, how good you are at all of the above, don't do it. Don't do it. Like, I have good stories, but it destroyed my life. It destroyed me. I'm proud of it. And I have so many funny stories to tell. But I think if I could turn back time, I wouldn't go back there. Not for all the money in the world. Not for new boobs. Not for $14,000 in 1 week. Not for being booked by Heston Blumenthal. Not for anything. It's not worth it. It destroys you. You will hate men forever. Like, with all due respect, guys, like I hate men. Even the nice guys, I can't not. And I can be not. I can be. It just jades you and destroys you. So that would be my absolute advice. Please don't. It's not worth it. I used to say that too. So I was like in Gotham. I will talk about pricing in a minute. So basically, I worked in this establishment, and the prices were for an hour, deluxe, as they call it. So the extras. So kissing. Well, it depends what your extras are, but like kissing, touch me down there, whatever. Do I have to say things? I had some extras that maybe, with full disclosure, I didn't ever use it to close the deal in the lounge. But if a guy booked me and paid deluxe, and if he wanted me to, I would suck his dick without a condom, because obviously you're not going to get results. It's not going to feel real good. Who needs a condom down the back of their throat? I don't. And I'm results driven and goal oriented. I'm here to please, mate. Customer service. So, but I would never use that to get a booking. I would never. So if they booked me based on I'm a fucking delight. Then when we got up into the room, if they paid the deluxe, I'd say, hey, do you mind if I suck your dick without a condom? And they'd be like, oh yeah, no, you can go for it. So the pricing structure was, and that was just in the deluxe. So, and from the $500 that they would be charged, I would get, gee, I've kind of forgotten now. It used to be a pitiful amount, like not half. They changed it after a while. I've actually kind of forgotten. Yes, Amber. Some girls would charge big extras, like I mean, we're going there. I'm some girls. Not many girls. Yeah, I have to. We're in. We're all in, right? So anal, right? So not many girls would do anal, and I mean, money talks, right? So $500, and it was no guarantee though. 500 extra. So the guys would be paying $1,000 for the hour, and I would get the 500 for that extra, plus whatever it was, 250 ish, maybe 350. I think it was 350 eventually. But I'd say to them like, if you, yes, sorry, Olivia. It was supposed to be a members only, and I couldn't work out how to. YouTube wouldn't let me change the visibility, so I'm just telling the world, like, why not turn off if it's too much? You don't have to listen. And no, I don't do this work anymore, so don't get any ideas, anyone. So I just say to the guys, like, yeah, it's not about how big you are; it's about the vibe. Like, if you could have a tiny little one. If I'm not into what's going on, it's not going to happen. Like, so, but we'll give it a go, right? So I didn't just determine the pricing when I worked at Gotham City. Yeah, exactly, Amber. We asked for it. Exactly. You guys did ask for it. Ask me anything and Tales from the Crypt. So here we are. Buckle up. Yeah. When I became a private, like when I left Gotham, so I left there because I met my second abuser and I really just needed a holiday. Didn't take a holiday. Fell, I thought, head over heels in love for a man, a disgusting piece of shit human, 15 years younger than me. Disgusting, highly abusive, top-end psychopath. He scores 36 out of 40 on the psychopathic checklist. If I wasn't already destroyed, he destroyed me too. But I left there. Then after a while, there was a period of time where I wasn't doing any sex work, but then because I had no other income, and I ended up going back to when he and I were, for a period, broken up. I went back to, and I did private escorting, so just working for myself. It was before Backpage and the scariest thing. All right, I'll go that one. Welcome, Paula. This is way different than last night. Lol, buckle up. Yeah. Hey, should I put a trigger warning on? No, we're good. We're friends. I won't be offended if you leave, and I won't be offended if you tell your friends to come and watch this crazy bitch talk about crazy shit. The scariest thing, I mean, one time a guy pulled out some hectic shit. Trigger warning, like I've been raped more times than you can, like even as a sex worker, you can be raped. Like, so even in that job, beforehand and after, but being raped isn't fun, but it's more soul destroying than scary. Just comes par for the course, right? Probably one of the scariest things I was in this, it was a group booking, so it's 2 guys and 3 girls. Yeah, again, they were disgusting rebels, like the dog of the dogs of Bikey World, that had come over from Adelaide to book with their big drug money, and they booked 3 girls and 1 guy and 2 guys, and we're there for I don't know how many hours. And this guy, he was so drunk. He was the big guy, and he was a fuckwit to his friend, and he was horrible to us. And he took a liking to me. He got more and more drunk, and he was a pig, right? And he kept calling me, because my working name was seriously, like honestly, as far as sexual assault, I think the first time I was actually raped was when it was only my second or my third, possibly even my first sexual encounter, you couldn't really call consent, but my proper rapes taken advantage of when I was intoxicated by someone who was supposed to be a friend was when I was 15. From there, so many times. But yeah, trigger warning. Thanks, Tiff. So anyway, this scary guy decided, and he had poker chips all over, chips, casino chips all over the floor, and he was disgusting. He was calling, because my working name was Sky, and thanks HB. I can't relate to a lot of this. Yeah. So, or maybe you mean you can. So he was, instead of calling me Sky, he kept calling me Scar, Scar, and be like, ugh. And I was very compliant, but he was such a disgusting human, like such a bikey pig. Rebels are the lowest of the low, right? And he had no respect for anybody, not his friend, none of us. And I was being very compliant, like I had to be. Yeah, it was a scary situation. He was off the deep end with his intoxication and his behavior, and he was a dickhead to start with. And he was holding me like this, and a scar. He was like telling me to do something, and I was doing it because bitch doesn't want to get bashed, right? Even with other people there. He was separating me from the other ones, the other two girls, and then whatever. And then he was like, finally the time was up, and he decided he wanted to like extend the booking, but only with me. And it was an out call. It was at the hotel. And I was like, yeah, I'll extend, but I'm not staying alone. I'm just not. And he was like, yeah. And he was negotiating with the people on the phone, our handler named Caesar. And I was like, yeah. And one of the hosts, my arch enemy, Rav, so many stories. She was going, what's the problem, Sky? Just stay. You think of the money. I'm like, I've got 2 fucking children, mate. I'm not staying. I'll end up at the bottom of the River Torrens with concrete blocks on my feet. I'm not staying. It's dangerous. I'm not staying. And he finally let us get out of there. And he's like, oh, I'll find the money. And he's trying to convince them he's like, I've got the money. I've got $30,000 in the safe and this and that. And I'm like, yeah, it's going to be a no from me. Hard pass. We got down into the car and he called Caesar, the handler, back in there. And I'm like, thanks, Caesar. Like, I really didn't want to do that. He goes, yeah, no worries. He goes, I don't know if you saw it, but I saw it. He had a gun tucked into his into his robe, hotel robe. He's like, I saw it there. Like, no way. So, no, that was pretty scary. I'm a pretty tough bitch though. Like, I'm probably overly confident in my ability to like manage my shit. Like, I've been through some stuff, and it did, like in anything. Like, I didn't start off in hectic situations, but they got pretty hectic. Another time, like, just stuff you've just got to be really mindful and vigilant and say and do the right things to get through a situation. I'm sure drugs, 100% drugs, help me feel a little more invincible. That's what they do, right? So that was probably the one that comes to mind. A few other times, like, because I was so off my head, right? I was just like bravado, but I was like the fixer. I was the one that they'd call into a booking when the guy was like complaining, or the chicks was doing the health check wrong, and he's like, what the fuck? What's wrong? There's nothing wrong with my dick. And I'd go up there and I'd look at his dick and I'd say to the chick, that's just the vein in his dick, babe. Like, all dicks have that. Like, you're right. And then he'd want to book me. I'd get the guys that were complaining about the chick they booked, and they'd send me in to like make amends and make sure he went home happy. Never had a complaint. 3 years. Not a single complaint, mate. Top dog. So, but when there was big group bookings, and like a whole bunch of guys with money, drug money to launder, and then me, voice of the people, you know it. You can picture me, can't you? Everybody else is like just trying to, like, they're all young too. I was like I had my 40th birthday. Okay, wait. Okay. So, when you're a kid and you picture turning 40, you probably can't picture it, right? Well, the eve of my 40th birthday was a Friday night, and I was working. So it was a full packed. The lounge was packed. So many girls, so many guys, like people, like girls standing on the bar, guys, like no sitting room, packed. And I'm there just doing my fucking delight stuff. And then suddenly someone comes out of the back office carrying this gigantic like chocolate mud cake with sparklers on it, and they started singing, right? So remember, my name's Lisa. My working name was Sky, and it was so surreal. Suddenly the whole lounge, 30 guys, 35 girls, maybe more, singing happy birthday to you, dear Sky. it was surreal, mate. They're singing happy birthday to a persona in a brothel on my 40th birthday. It's not what you envision when you're, when you're 8. It's just not what you envision. How tall am I? Me? I'm a shorty. I'm a shorty who makes shorts. I'm like 5'2". I'm just little. I'm a little short. I'm not a midget, but I'm short. So that was funny. Lisa, I'm so glad you made it. Yes. It's been a road, Amber. I know you know. I mean, everyone has tough stuff in their lives. I just seem to have somehow dropped myself in a whole lot of hectic shit. Yeah, I dodged an actual bullet, Tiff. There was another time when literally these 2 guys, okay, so it was a double booking, right? 2 guys, 2 girls. They're at the end of a bender. And so they'd been up for days. One of the guys was hectic, like he was on GHB, like a gorilla, like a childish gorilla buffoon, just like literally running and jumping like crazed. And the other guy was done, blowing out, like basically asleep, twitching, end of. And thankfully I got the twitchy guy, but I probably should have got the gorilla guy because the poor girl who was only young, she was only 19. She got the crazy guy, and it was hard to manage. Like I could have handled him because I could handle anyone. But anyway, so this twitchy guy was falling asleep, and then because it was called the penthouse, and it had like this particular room was like 2 beds and then a couch thing. They all had showers, but it was massive. And one of the beds was right up high. I think it might have used to have been a spa, and they filled it in. I can't remember what it was. Anyway, so it was really high. And at the end of the booking, this hectic guy runs off this high bed, like it was literally high. It was hard to get down off, like not graceful, not graceful to get onto, not graceful to get down from. Hit your head on the ceiling when you're trying to do your biz. So he's jumped off, run down and run across and just jumped on his mate, and then pulled out of his like drug dealer bum bag a gun. Click, click, click. Thankfully, it wasn't loaded, but it was a gun. And I'm like, what the fuck, mate? And he goes, oh, it's just a lighter. Whatever. So that could have been fun too. What did we... Oh, are we changing the emphasis there, Melissa? When I wrote the song, I thought she was a fucking delight, but maybe she's a fucking delight. Mate, I'm celibate now. Seebs. So is anyone going to... so back to pricing. So when I went to private, I do not suggest anybody does this. Don't be an escort. Save your sanity, save your life, save your belief in humankind. But I just priced it based on what my services were. And let's just say that for a period of time, I was the highest paid escort in Australia. So, yeah, there's that. What if a guy couldn't perform? Wouldn't he want the money back? Or just disappear in shame? Nick, results-driven, goal-oriented. This is why I made a lot of money, mate. But there'd be guys that are like Coke Dick in particular, guys on Coke who have been on Coke for hours and hours and hours, just the most, like that was my specialty. I'd be like, babe, I know you believe that you're about to come, but I can tell you, you know, if what's your goal here? I'd say, what's your goal here? Like, what's your goal here? Because if you want to come, then by the time I stop doing my magic and get a condom on you, your dick will have gone down again. So if you want to come, you're going to have to work with me. I'm going to be like, no, I'm just about to come. I'm about to come. You're actually not. Like, you might know your dick, but I know dicks. So if you want me to, yeah, everybody comes. One time a guy was off his head, comes in, booked half an hour with me and 2 girls, 2 guys, his mate. He was paying cheaper, tight ass, like so cheap, half an hour. I don't think he even paid deluxe. He goes, you know what? I don't normally pick girls that look like you, but there's something about you. He says, I don't normally come when I'm drinking. He was not just drinking, Coke. If you can make me come, I'll give you everything in my wallet as a tip. Half an hour later, right up to the end of the time, boom, $600. Thank you. So that's that. Did you pay your taxes? Hard no. Cash money, baby. I know dicks can be the newest quote after the "a dick is a dick is a dick." Lol. So anybody else got any questions? Because I feel like some people are running for the hills. Do I pay my taxes? No. Hi, babies. The dogs are sick of it too. Ernie Birdie. Hey, baby. Buster, say hi. What do we got? There was questions before. Let me just scroll through and have a look. Fellow Adelaidean, HB. Just looking, just looking. Buster, babies, I know. Hey, baby. Hey, big boy, you're such a baby dog. Ah, guys, watch it. Bussy. Oh, God. What have I started here? Oh, jeez. Hey, I'm not looking really professional when you do that. Can you get down? We're almost done. Almost done. Good boy. 1 second. Let me see. Thank you so much. I could listen to all the stories. Well, we'll do another one soon. I'm starting to lose my voice and the dogs are getting a bit sick of it. So I might let everyone go and yes. This is everyone's got a dog mom voice, hasn't he? Bussy. Mr. Dog. Yes. Torture. I've got all different voices. Hey, Buster. He's such a sweet boy. I love a goal. Would you rate? Oh, right, these. Okay. No. You know what? I have seen all the dick pics. I've seen all the dicks. I don't like. So I just give you like I'll give you an encouragement award to not send me a picture of your dick. When I used to have a Snapchat premium account, I used to. I made a lot of money from it for probably over a couple of months before I disintegrated. My mental health went to absolute shit. Probably made about $10,000 in a few months. Just nothing X-rated, just bikini shots and stuff. My camera roll is full on my camera. On my phone, I have like 60,000 photos and videos. Absolutely, Melissa. Anyway, no dick pics. I don't do dick pics. A dick pic, in my opinion, is like, you know, when you have a cat, an actual cat, a feline, and they bring into the house a mangled up dead rat or bird, and they drop it there on the floor in front of you, and they go, what do you think? Look at this. And everyone's like, oh, I don't want to look at that. Take that shit away. That's a dick pic. Unless someone asks for one, don't ever send it. It's not good. What's coming up next? What kind of lives are we looking forward to? I don't know. Kind of said it all, haven't I? Yeah, but I used to have a hard rule on my Snapchat premium. Like, I don't want to see dicks. I've seen all the dicks. I don't need to see your dick. I don't need to see your dick in the morning sitting on the toilet. Don't know whether that's pre or post poo, but I don't want to. I don't need to see the little bit of fluff stuck in the eye of your dick. Don't want to see your mushroom dick. Don't want to see your pyramid dick. Don't want to see your windsock dick, your gonzo dick. None of it. Don't want to see it. I'd say this is your first and final warning. I will give you a second chance. Do not ever send me a dick pic again. If you do, you will be blocked. I never did again. I don't want to see it. Oh my God. What else we got? Men are so stupid, right? When I was writing to Instagram, sorry guys, I love you, and I kind of feel sorry for men because they kind of can't help it because it's in their DNA, but also hashtag men are stupid. Just saying. Look, Mom, what I brought for you. Exactly. Isn't that dick pics though? It's like, ooh, the guy is so proud. In the heat of the moment, he's like, this looks amazing. I want to show how good it looks. Yes. And then they send it. And you're going, oh, for fuck's sake, man. Dicks are just ugly. I mean, I've seen a few good-looking dicks, and you can always find something nice to say about a dick. Even the worst-looking dick, I'll be like, I love the pinkness. Yeah. Oh, my God, I love this vein here. Oh, I love, like, this is why I never had a complaint, because every guy, it's fine. We know we are stupid. Why? Oh, my God. So you're dying. Tiff, yes. See? I'm versatile, right? We can talk about anything. Just pro tip, ho tip, no dick pics. Don't send them. Don't take them. We don't want to see them. Like, do you want? No, nobody wants to see. It's just not aesthetic, man. It's really hard. Never send it. Send it to yourself because we don't want that shit, right? Men, don't send them. It's idiotic, right? Jeno. Never send it. Yeah. Windsock dick. Yeah. Definition, please. Okay, so like I'm all for circumcision or not, whatever. Like if it's like a dick is a dick is a dick, yeah? This is one of my new things. So a windsock dick would be if you're not circumcised and what comes along there is so long and like foreskinny that it's like a windsock. Oh, you can watch the replay, hippie chick. It's so unoriginal. Here we go. I want to get a tattoo. Oh, wait, okay. Here's a funny story. I had a friend who was like kind of just a drug friend, it was just a drug friend, and he was trying his luck. And I didn't care. I just wanted some meth, yeah. And he had on his dick, tattooed on his dick, a pretty average dick, but the word words. So putting words in your mouth, amazing. Like 10-10, best. So funny. He did it himself. He went to the tattooist getting out some of his normal ink, and he's like, I want this on my dick, and the guy wouldn't do it, so he's just like, I'll do it. Pulled his dick out, did a little test dot. That doesn't feel too bad, and then tattooed in words on his dick. So putting words in your mouth. Yes, I love words. What's a turtleneck dick? A gonzo dick? Prison tat on his cock. No, he did it himself. A gonzo dick, right? You guys are old enough to remember the Muppets, right? Gonzo with his nose like this. Like there are literally, I kid you not, I've seen all the dicks. There isn't a dick I haven't seen. I've seen a lot of dicks. There are some guys, and guys, if you're in the chat, guys, hashtag I feel for you guys. I don't know what can be done here. Reverse cowgirl, like get good at other things. But a gonzo dick, when it's erect, no joke, that shit is scraping your coccyx like this. I don't know how, but it is scientifically possible. Gonzo dick. Keep an eye out for it. Like a cashew. Oh, my goodness. All right. What else we got? See, I'm on a roll now. Talking about dicks. Suck my dick. Oh, too funny. What else have we got here? I have some PTSD from a micro-peter. Yeah, wow. I remember one time, like when I was 19, I had this crush on this guy at uni. Oh, my God. He was just the most glorious thing. His name was Neil Goring. Like I'm 49. It was when I was 19, 18. Neil Goring. I loved him. Hi, Neil. And I frothed over him. I puppy dogged around after him. He was such a fuckwit, mate. And I know why he was a fuckwit. When we finally did fuck, wow. Babe. I don't know what you can do about that, but I'm not here for that. Nobody, get good at other things. If you've got a really small dick, I highly recommend you get good at other things. Because honestly, like most guys aren't very good at sex anyway, which is why I'd quite often take the reins and go, look, do you mind if I just suck your dick for the whole time? I'll do it again and again. Let's see how many times you can come. Because most guys can't, like, fuck. Oh, sorry. Terrible. So if I'm in charge, if I'm sucking, I can do everything and everyone's happy, right? What do we got? Yes, be good at other things. I got with a guy who was so long, he was, yeah, right. Nobody likes a long, skinny, pointy one, like uncharted territory. That shit be moving around organs. It's not pleasant. And if it's skinny as well, it's just a big no. I know you can't do anything about the dick you're given, but don't give it to me. Yikes. Tiff Knox. Seen a few dicks. Yeah, I mean, they're all right. They're good. They're a good time, I guess. Ouch, Melissa. Yes, be good at other things. All right. Oh, hi, Neil. Yeah, Neil Goring. Mate, I reckon he was such a fuckwit. A guy I went to college with had a dick that looked like a soda can. The length was bad, but super thick. Yeah, that's called a chode. I'll take a chode over a long, pointy one any day of the week. Like I was a big dick specialist, right? Like, okay, we're here, we're all friends. I know you guys love me. We're all in. You've bought into this conversation, and we're going there. So you know, it's a muscle, right, for girls. So the more you use it, the better it comes. How it becomes tighter, firmer, yeah. So for a while there was getting some use, but also I have a highly expansive ability. Has anyone watched Doctor Who? You know the TARDIS. You know, I know, Tiff, I'm all for it. Give it to me, baby. Oh no, Keith, we were big on the grey sweatpants, no underwear. Let's do that. If you send me a photo of that, I will rate it. Just don't want to see your dick. So basically the TARDIS, yeah, in Doctor Who. So it looks like it's just like a normal small phone box, but then you open it up and it's like, ah, that's me. So big dick specialist. I don't know about these days. Anyway, there's a reason why I was the highest paid escort in Australia for a while there. It's bigger on the inside, babe, and expansive. It's like, yeah. Nicole the arsehole. I'm still traumatized when I was in my days and this guy used to pay me to rate the dicks of him putting nails, cigarettes, and all types of shit in his hole. I mean, that's a level up from lemon whatever peel, isn't it? Yeah, TARDIS, Sarah. I had so many good jokes. They'd say, you ready? I'd go, yeah, I'm ready. I'm porn ready, mate. I guess I picked a bad time to eat oatmeal. Vegemite. Oh, I thought you said Vegemite. What? A vagina expands and elongates with foreplay, just like dicks. Yes. So do other orifices. They're erogenous zones. If I'm not turned on, it's not going to happen. If things are going well, then TARDIS. Oh my goodness. Okay. Listen, you guys probably need to like, ooh. What is Vegemite? Well, I don't know why I saw Vegemite. I saw Vegemite is it's a like wait, pause. Let me show you. Don't worry, it's nothing sexy. Hang on. Yes, doggies, hang on. All right. So like this is Vegemite. It's to go on your toast, yeah? And you can use it in cooking as well. It's like I've almost finished this, but it's like salty, black. It's a yeast extract. The TARDIS. It's like salty spread, like savory, salty, highly salty. You put on your toast. You can use it in cooking. It's an Australian thing. The factory where they make it is in Melbourne, near the wharfs. And when you drive past, you can smell the Vegemite. It's been going for 100 years. It's amazing. I love it. Most people just put a little tiny scrape on their toast. Me, I like it a bit thicker. It's gnarly. Vegemite is beautiful. It really is. It's delicious. Yeah, it's like Marmite. But I think Marmite's a little, I haven't really ever had, it's the same. It's a yeast extract. So, yeah. All right. Vegemite is amazing. I'm late, but I made it, Debbie. Babe, you might want to go back on the replay because we're almost finished, but also, like, buckle up because Shorty got real. You don't put it on like peanut butter. No, Cherie, you don't. It's like more of a thin scraping. I probably have more than some. Some people just put like a sniff or a whisper of it on Nick, I think you'd rather suck a dick than do a lot of things, right? Jokes. I like Nutella. Yeah, Nutella. I said, do you speak my language? He just smiled and gave me a Vegemite sandwich. Yes. Hey, guys, come. Nutella out of a jar. When I was bodybuilding and I couldn't have peanut butter or anything in the house because I would just eat it because I was dieting so hard, but I had Vegemite. So I used to like spoonful of Vegemite. Delicious. Just get anything into me that isn't just eggs and fish and chicken and stuff. Yes, I have some plants. Yes, I have lots of plants. All right, guys, don't forget to like this. I hope you liked it. Oh, yeah. Pretty cool. Lots of melted butter and light Vegemite. Yes. Like the stream. Oh my God, Bussy, I put my lights on too bright now. Hang on. It's way too bright. Killing me. Share it. Turtle Boy's on. This is a secret. It was a members only stream, except for it wasn't members only. I'm joking. We can touch on any of this in the future. Don't send me any dick pics. Veith, I say no. I don't want to see your dick. Like, not in picture. Maybe in person. Joking. But yeah, don't send me dick pics. I don't want to see them. The pups went out. Yes, they do, Tiff. They're sick of it. They're over it. They want me to cuddle them, talk to them, and do a wee. So, like it, comment it. Keep all my secrets or not. I don't care. They're not secrets. Mwah. Love you guys. Mwah, 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 mwah. See ya.